Alright everybody, welcome back to another X-Vol gaming video.
Who the f is that guy?
Weirdos out there, like me, can't stand Fratanga. Now, a lot of you out there, if you're on YouTube or you're around the gaming community, I know you've probably heard of this guy.
I'm sorry, I know you like him.
Like him? I f***ing love him.
What we're gonna do is, without creating unnecessary drama, Fratanga here, his channel, and what he does is he
makes me laugh.
He gets off on, essentially, just a lot of hate on Jim Ryan, my favorite, CEO of PlayStation. They really want me to kind of come out and help, kind of quell that down, kind of remove some of that FUD and that misinformation. So PlayStation and Jim Ryan, again, did not fail to do anything, did not fail to stop the Activision Blizzard deal. That's not his job. That's not his job.
That's not his job.
That's not his job.
Jim Ryan did not fail to stop the Activision Blizzard deal. Nothing could be further from the truth. His job was to provide information towards that whole deal, creating creating controversy, this and that. He did everything he needed to, and
he did a great job.
That's not his job. That's not his job.
That's not his job. He did a great job.
If there's one thing I do, it's not going to be spreading misinformation for clicks.
Oh dear.
Alright everybody, welcome back to another X-Vol gaming video. X-Vol here.
You're bald?
No! I don't feel welcomed. I don't like your koala-ass looking face.
Eucalyptus! Eucalyptus!
I don't like koalas anymore.
Where do all of these bald, middle-aged wannabe YouTubers keep coming from? Like, why do they even try? They're terrible.
How do you do, fellow kids?
When are you ever going to understand it's simply too late for you? The boomers of yesterday cannot keep up with the attention span of today's zoomers. So unless you're actually relatable, no one is going to give a shit about you. But you know what? I'm always open to a new challenger approaching. People always seem to underestimate me because of my drug abuse problems. So like the idiots they are, they take to their cameras right away to record a video, thinking they're about to own me before they realize, hey, I actually know less about this subject than Fratanga. The wisest decision they could make is not hit publish and go back and redo their videos, but none of them actually put forth the effort I do. So I get a huge kick out of punishing them for being so shitty at their own jobs. See, who we have here today is, what's your name again, kid?
X-Vol here.
Oh, X-Vol. Yeah, I thought I recognized you from somewhere. Where did I recognize you from? Oh, yeah! This tweet right here, where you were absolutely jealous and in complete disbelief that, someone who puts out funny, well-thought, provocative content like mine is able to have very mediocre success. Well, I don't know what to tell you, but if you take one look at your content and then one look at my content and you haven't figured it out yet, you might want to delete your channel. I mean, you're already deleting comments, so you may as well take it there. It's not like anyone's gonna notice you're gone anyway. As a matter of fact, this is probably the only thing people are going to remember you for. So you better make it count, X-Vault. You better have a banger response video.
Today what I want to go over is some information that has been passed on to me in regards to a lot of misinformation being spread regarding Jim Ryan, the CEO of PlayStation, and him retiring. They're stating multiple other things here, and they really want me to kind of come out and help, kind of quell that down, kind of remove some of that FUD and that misinformation, so I'm more than happy to do that.
Whoever asked you to do this? Show me these people. I need to slap each and every one of them. Why on God's green earth would you ever encourage this man to make content? What were you thinking? Alex, be real with me, it was you, wasn't it? You have a bad habit of encouraging a lot of mid-tubers.
I like Reforge.
Well, either way, if it wasn't you, Alex, whoever it was, please go turn yourself into the police. People need to seriously stop encouraging Twitter users to become content creators. Getting 60 likes one time on your tweet does not mean you're cut out for for any of this. So X-Vault, whatever psychological damage you face from this video, you might want to blame on whoever encouraged you to make it. Don't blame me, okay? I was minding my own business until you said I was spreading misinformation. So let's see how I misled people more than Jim Ryan.
So, like I was saying, what we're going to do is go over the misinformation, essentially, that is being spread around a lot of folks here, and mainly in the bot community is what most of us would like to call it, or Xbot or Xbox community. When we say bot or Xbot, if you're unfamiliar with those terms, that means the eccentric Xbox community.
Dude, what the f? Why are you f***ing here, man? You're so old. Where's your wife? Go home to your family, dude.
X-Vault, I'd hate to tell you this, man, but the people you surround yourself with on Twitter who use those terms are about half your age and use lollies as their avatars. Once you reach your age, you should be finding window shopping amusing, not console wars. But hey, at least now we know what crowd you hang around with. Jesus Christ, it's true what they say. Maturity doesn't come with age.
It's not all of you out there. Obviously, there's decent human beings out there, but there's a lot of weirdos out there, of course, that just take this stuff to a whole new level.
And those weirdos would be the PlayStation guys, right? Because, I mean, who else doxes a patient on the operating table to score a console war point? I mean, who else does that? Oh!
First of all, what I want to go over as well is the fact we're going to bring up Fratanga.
Excellent choice. It wouldn't be an entertaining video if you didn't do that, so smart move. This video would have gotten nowhere without me.
Now, a lot of you out there, if you're on YouTube or you're around the gaming community, I know you've probably heard of this guy. He's been around for some time now, has a pretty large following.
Yeah, no. 64,000 subscribers over the course of 8 years is really not that good at all, especially for the amount of work I put in over the years.
You know how much I sacrificed?
But to someone like X-Vault, I'm probably a god. You know for sure he wanted me to acknowledge his existence with this video. To him, this video is everything. To me, it's just another Friday night. Ooh.
And he gets off on essentially creating FUD, creating controversy, this and that.
Wrong, wrong, and wrong. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I get off on the salt, okay? See, you're looking at the analytics. I'm looking at the potency. There ain't no point in getting views from a controversy if I'm not getting high off of it. I know getting high off your own supply is like the #1 rule I shouldn't be breaking, but someone has to test the quality. I do these videos to get me and countless others faded. I know something like this hasn't existed on YouTube before and nobody thought it was possible, but yes, we legitimately get physically high off of salt. So till the day I go to rehab, this is my only reason.
You know, he's on podcasts here and there, and
to all future hosts of podcasts that want to have me on your show, I'm gonna have to start charging you guys in drugs, because my back is getting real sore from carrying some of these shows.
just does his own thing. He's mostly known as a PC fanboy, or just, you know, PC master race.
Finally! Some accurate journalism.
But he loves to ally himself with the Xbox community.
Yeah, definitely not. Everybody who knows it's a bad idea to ally with me won't do it because I'm quick to easily throw him under the bus. I mean, just ask Colt Eastwood when I called him out about Redfall in front of everyone after he was so nice to me and invited me onto a stream. I'm a force of nature. You can't befriend me. Anyone who thinks I'm an ally of theirs because I haven't passed through their town like Hurricane Katrina need to seriously wake up.
And he's been shifting more and more over to being a full-blown, absolute eccentric, out-of-this-world person.
Yeah, well, the alternative would be to become a very boring and bland person like yourself. And to be honest, I really like my long hair and normal-sized ears and nose. Craziness is sexy. Well, at least when I do it.
He's not a very good person, not a great person.
Yeah, but to be fair, I am entertaining, and at the end of the day, that's all that really matters on this website. So, you can keep volunteering at the soup kitchen or whatever the hell it is you do, X-Vault. Ain't gonna make a difference, your content still sucks.
He has some backstory here. It's not hard to find in regards to a girlfriend and his brother and so on and so forth, so if you want some drama there, I won't bring it up right now in this video. But he definitely has some holes in his past, let's put it that way, as well as what he currently does.
Ah, the good old your girlfriend cheated on you with your half-brother. Excellent choice.
Don't you still love her?
She ran away with my brother.
Oh, well, at least you kept it in the family.
I'll give you this one, X-Vault. That one would have hurt years ago, back when I was 17 years old, when, that happened. But, you know, as a 28-year-old, it just doesn't work anymore. I know you expected that one to hit better, but, since it's coming out of you, 11 years later, it just doesn't work. It's like an old man just now discovering Gangnam Style and trying to fit in. This is why I tell you to stop hanging out with people half your age on Twitter. All the bullying your child's gonna get in school from all the kids being like, haha, your daddy console wars on YouTube is gonna come back to bite you real hard.
It's true. They didn't do nothing. Poor little guys.
But that being said, let's get back to the meat and potatoes of it. Let's get over the Jim Ryan portion here. Now, as you'll see here, what we're going to put up is Fratanga here, his channel. And what he does is he, extensionalizes everything, right? Well, here we go. PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan fired after failing to stop the Activision Blizzard deal. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Again, they all underestimate me because they think being older means they've got more wisdom to share. You see, X-Vault, that video title wasn't a statement, it was a question. You know, if you actually bothered to crop in the full video title, like you said you were going to, people would see that there is a big question mark at the end of that title. And this is why it's important to remember punctuation, because it can completely change the direction of any sentence. So no, I wasn't saying Jim Ryan was fired. I was asking, was Jim Ryan fired for failing to block the Activision Blizzard merger? I'm not a Dreamcast guy. I'm a lot more careful with my choice of words, since the video you're bringing up is me speculating on the news. I fed viewers the correct information and added my own speculation to it. I didn't do people the disservice of not mentioning Jim Ryan's retirement statements. Did you actually watch the video, X-Vault, or did you literally only read the title and thought to yourself, I've got a banger on my hands? See, I'm not stupid. I know some people out there will do exactly what you're doing, and I bet on it.
Have you forgotten that I'm the best in the world at what I do, huh?
You don't have to go very far to find on a quick Google search of his statements and why he is retiring.
And you think viewers of my video don't know that? Of course they know. It was included in my video. Jim Ryan's statements were right there in my video. This is why it's important for you to watch what you're trying to critique, my guy. On top of that, you're acting like Jim Ryan isn't known for deceiving people with his own words. Nothing Jim Ryan says is set in stone. One minute he's telling people he can't survive without Call of Duty, the next minute he's saying Bungie is bigger than the Activision purchase.
He's not being fired. He's not in trouble. He didn't fail anything. PlayStation is as successful as it has ever been, right?
Let me just check my receipt real quick. I didn't buy any of your BS.
Jim Ryan didn't fail at anything. Oh my God. Where have you been all year? Jim failed in delivering a good 2023 for his consumers. That everyone is certain of. Failed at a good showcase. Failed at consistently publishing banger after banger. Failed at protecting consumers from price hikes. And yes, of course, the big one, failed at preventing the ABK merger. If you don't think he was brought into a meeting after all of that, then you are absolutely clueless at just how vulnerable CEOs are.
And on top of that, we're seeing great record sales. We're saying, during that, we, acquired Insomniac, and look what they're doing and producing. He's just done a lot of visionary type of stuff.
Yes, of course, such visionary things coming out of Jim Ryan's mind. Things that, for some reason, you can't list off. I wonder why. If console sales and profit were the only things PlayStation cared about, then they would have kept Sean Layden in place. You see, I think company image is the one thing Jim Ryan absolutely failed at. There ain't no denying his words put a dent in the brand's image. And amidst all the terrible things going on at Sony headquarters right now, the public firing of their CEO is most certainly not the kind of news that they want.
Now, is he having the greatest personality and relatable person out there? No, but he's there to do his job, which is what a CEO of a business is going to do.
That is correct, X-Vault, and you know what CEOs try to do? They try to cripple their competition. They try to ensure their competitors are never a step ahead of them. So why you have trouble believing Jim Ryan would ever try to stop the ABK merger is beyond me.
And that is be successful and deliver to the consumers out there what they want and continue to also gain in the business aspect of things, which is revenue, profit, yada, yada, yada. So ultimately, no, just straight down, he did not get in trouble. He's not being fired. He did not fail to stop the Activision Blizzard deal. That's not his job.
That's not his job.
Not like Jim Ryan spent the remaining remainder of his career dedicated to trying to block the ABK merger. Yeah, that did not happen. He didn't fail at anything because he never did that, guys. Come on, are you listening to yourself? Oh my god. All right, well, tell me, what were Jim Ryan's exact words? I don't want a new Call of Duty deal. I just want to block your merger. Call me crazy, but it almost sounds like it was his job to try and stop the ABK merger now, doesn't it?
His job was to provide information towards that whole deal. During the court hearings for FTC, CMA stuff, they reported their stuff of what they're acquiring or what's their plans on the table.
It wasn't his job to stop it. It was his job to provide information, yeah? What type of information? Yeah, the type of information that would have gotten regulators to try and block the deal? No, shut the fuck up, you goddamn retard. Word of advice, it's perfectly okay to pause your video and take time to gather your thoughts and really think about what you're going to say before hitting record. I mean, does this man even know what Jim Ryan was saying for the past year?
He did everything he needed to without creating unnecessary drama, or any unnecessary drama, rather.
Oh, good job! You just pointed to another Jim Ryan failure. Thank you. Thank you for making this video an absolute cakewalk. Because Jim Ryan's plans went the complete opposite way. He 100% failed in not creating drama. You'd have to be an idiot to think he did a good job in this department. Every single one of Jim's words was headline news for 12 months straight. Nothing but contradiction after contradiction that not even the most biased journalist could ignore. There was no drama around the ABK merger until Jim Ryan involved himself directly. And all he did was create more tension between Microsoft and Sony. You cannot deny, no matter how much you want to, that this made the company look bad. Jim Ryan absolutely failed, and that's okay to admit. I don't know why you have to live in denial about it. Is that a hard pill for you to swallow?
And, he did a great job. It's up to the FTC and the CMA to evaluate those cases. That's what they're there for. And to deliberately state if it's good or bad for the industry. And that's what they did. That's where we're at.
So let me get this straight. It was up to the trade authorities to, evaluate what Jim Ryan said and take it into consideration and influence the decision on the ABK merger, right? And then it's up to them to decide if it's good or not. Well, they decided it was good, so that means Jim Ryan failed because they came to the conclusion that this merger is good for consumers. You know, it's funny, he's saying Jim Ryan didn't fail in stopping the ABK merger because that wasn't his job apparently. But if the ruling had gone the opposite way, and they denied the merger, I fucking guarantee you this dumbass would be making videos saying Jim Ryan blocked the merger.
It's going through.
Yeah, sounds like Jim Ryan failed at his job.
Now, Jim Ryan, again, did not fail to do anything, just like Nintendo did not fail to stop it from going through.
What are you talking about? Nintendo never tried to actively stop the merger. It was literally only Jim Ryan and PlayStation. In fact, Nintendo was on board. They signed their agreement with Microsoft. How much about this do you actually know? I'm curious. We don't have statements from Nintendo saying they would go out of business and never recover if they didn't have Call of Duty, alright? That was solely Jim Ryan and PlayStation. Nobody at Nintendo privately flew out to the CMA to whisper things in their ears to try and convince them to block this. It's clear you have absolutely no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Everybody just kind of said their piece, what they needed to do with it, and move on. So that is also incorrect. He goes on with another video that essentially says, as we can see, PlayStation fanboys left in shambles over Jim Ryan's retirement, quotation retirement, because again, he's still pushing the narrative that he's been fired or been in trouble. Phil Spencer somehow blamed. No, Phil Spencer's not being blamed for Jim Ryan's, exit from the company.
That look in your eyes says it all. You don't even believe yourself. You know you saw tweets of ponies blaming Phil Spencer. Stop. When you have to convince yourself on camera, that's when you hit pause and go back to the drawing board. Now, I don't know why you're looking at my tweets while you have me blocked. That's weird. See, the whole point of blocking is you're not supposed to want to see me, yet you're actively going to my page to look at what I'm saying while having me blocked. Are you okay in the head? There's a reason my location on Twitter is marked as your head. I live in the minds of all of these PlayStation fanboys and they know it.
It's straight up what he's doing is he's been there for over 30 years, guys. Over 30 years. He's in his 60s. Essentially, most people do retire in their 60s or late 60s, depending on how well off you are in life. I'm sure as a CEO, you are well off in life, especially at this stage. And when you've been with a company for over 30 years, you're going to get some great benefits. You're going to get some, great assets and lucrative funds and.
Well, that's funny, because Jim Ryan certainly had the energy to be traveling to the CMA every single month. Oh, but you know what, Jim Ryan's age that you brought up there, it's a good argument for me. Jim Ryan's age is probably all it took for PlayStation to realize he was that out of touch. The man presented the worst possible arguments to the CMA, and Sony probably thought this old decrepit man is really screwing us over right now. Last thing they want Jim Ryan to blurt out is poor kids are just as bright and talented as white kids. It was clear Jim Ryan was not cut out for the task they sent him to accomplish. So they probably told him retire now and you'll secure a bigger bonus.
So he basically came out and stated, Jim Ryan did, this is de facto, actual statements. This is what it is. No ifs, ands, or buts. He's just tired. He's done what he needed to do, and he's tired of traveling. That's the main thing, is because these guys do have to travel all over.
The horror. Getting to see the world. Oh my God, what an awful gig. I just couldn't imagine getting to travel the world for a living, sitting down signing papers. Oh, Jesus, so goddamn hard. And in my own private jet. Oh God, I couldn't imagine.
You just get tired of the traveling, and it's nonstop. You're over all sorts of stuff. You're constantly in meetings. You're constantly in business decisions and going, and that's just part of the job. So it's no boohoo story. But at that stage in your life, you're probably tired, and you're like, you know what? I did what I needed to do. I'm done.
Yeah, no, because that would suggest that Jim Ryan is weaker than Joe Biden, who's constantly traveling, or Trump. Nah, I don't buy it. Men at that age usually have a hard time accepting they're that age.
They have an interim that will be stepping in. And people are stating, well, there should be no interim if, this was planned. You don't know that. You can be in any business out there, and you can have an interim, whether it's planned or not. As a matter of fact, this happens to line up with my job and where I work currently. We have an interim stepping in. It wasn't an abnormal person that was just leaving out of nowhere or getting in trouble. It just happens. And they, retire, or they move on to another job role, or whatever the case is, outside of that company, and maybe pick something else up.
Yeah, no, they have an interim because nobody expected it. It was so sudden. Not even Jim Ryan himself expected it. It was clearly a decision made on the whim. It's not uncommon for CEOs to be asked to retire early and step down, with promises of a big payout at the end. And things like this usually happen when CEOs have failed at multiple things. Jim Ryan's departure at the time is no coincidence. There was certainly a meeting behind closed doors. But if Jim does what you suggest and picks up another job after this, then that is not retirement, and that will be our ultimate answer.
It's not out of the question. So unless you're a fly on the wall, or you're within that vicinity of that group that truly knows why, or it, truly knows if this was really planned, or maybe Jim Ryan didn't plan it. He's like, one day woke up like, I'm tired. I'm tired of doing this. Why am I doing it? The money's nice. I like what I do. I like being successful at what I do, but I'm just tired. So it could have been on a whim. Who knows? We don't know that. We don't know if we'll ever know that.
You're right. We don't know that, which is why my whole video was pure speculation. It was not a confirmation that Jim Ryan was fired. I did not mislead people into thinking Jim was fired. All I did was point out some inconsistencies in Jim's statements, because he is a CEO. He works for a multi-billion-dollar corporation. If you take his word as gospel amidst everything that has unfolded this year, then you're naive as fuck. Well, actually, naive isn't the right word for you. You're just blatantly uninformed on everything.
Just a lot of haters on Jim Ryan, simple as that. We'll keep it real simple, but I just wanted to clear that up. And one more thing I want to pop up here is, Ryan McCaffrey is one of the...
Yeah, and that's where I'm checking out, because if you're expecting me to defend a gaming journalist, you're sorely mistaken. I was only interested in what involved my name. And honestly, I am thoroughly disappointed in you. You clearly didn't watch any single one of my videos, because if you did, you'd see I never spread a single bit of misinformation. And I swear to God, I really hope I don't have to make another video on you, because You are so goddamn boring. It's not good when my friends ask me, hey, why are all the people you respond to in their 40s bald and still console warring or attempting to do YouTube at an age where they don't even understand the internet? Word of advice, X-Volta, stay under the radar. Don't try and be someone ever again. That was bad. And shame on the ponies for encouraging him. This is your fault. Tell your boy to shut up and go take care of his family. And as for me, I'm gonna shut up and take this big pack of nitrous. With that being said, you should consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing if you so choose to. To hell with it. I'll see you in the next one.
Fritongo sucks ass.